What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Netflix new series, The Journalist. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. That's patreon.com/ramascreen. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Netflix for granting me the screeners to this new show. They've asked me to not spill spoilers, therefore this review is spoiler free. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video review. Just a bit of context, this is actually an adaptation of the previous film of the same title from the same writer-director. I haven't seen that film, by the way, but if you're wondering, the answer is no. This new series is not some kind of expansion or rehash. In fact, this one has a different approach to the storyline and a different set of characters, but the essence of it remains the same, in that it champions the integrity of journalism, which is to hold powerful people accountable. Simply put, if you enjoyed All the President's Men and Spotlight, odds are you are gonna like The Journalist. It's a gripping, suspenseful political intrigue with compelling performances, and it's a window into how the culture of honor and shame plays a factor in the search for the truth. Based on Michihito Fujii's 2019 award-winning feature film of the same title, in this new The Journalist series, while most reporters are quick to play nice with government officials for fear of losing special access to higher-up news sources, Anna Matsuda was not one of them. A protagonist with the indomitable soul of a journalist, she takes her duty seriously and never runs away from a story. When it becomes clear that the government is involved in a massive cover-up of some kind, Matsuda starts picking up the pieces to try and expose the truth. As the case unravels, we see how far, wide, and deep officials go to craft their own version of the truth, using the media to suit their needs. Matsuda's relentless dedication moves a handful who are privy to insider intel to speak up in an attempt to end the perverse cycle of misinformation and corruption. Starring Ryoko Yonekura, Tsuyoshi Ayano, and Ryosei Yokohama. One of the many things I immediately noticed once I watched the first episode is how the newspapers and the keyboards look. I've never been to Japan, so it's fascinating to me to see their alphabet characters laid out from right to left, top to bottom, as they are typing their reporting on their computers. And the lead character Matsuda, even as she fiercely grills those men in suits, she still does it in a bowing, respectful way beforehand and afterwards. I'm a bit taken aback by that. I guess I'm just so used to American reporters exchanging nasty verbal confrontations, and so the contrast between that and the method on this show is like night and day. This multi-layered story comes in three different perspectives that cross paths. There's Matsuda's, and then there's the office man with a conscience, and the third one is a young man who is part of the generation hunting for a job in this tough economy. So in the process of emphasizing the importance of journalism in a democracy, the writers use these three characters to illustrate that being an idealist in a pragmatic, cynical world is not just an uphill battle. It's sometimes damn near impossible. Michihito directed all the episodes and he had a clear vision on what he wanted. The Journalist has a certain sophisticated cinematic visual style to it, and this is also very much a character study, so it does feel intimate as it explores anguish, grief, and personal responsibility. I'm not gonna lie, at times some of these episodes can get really gloomy, but the show overall is extremely bold in tackling topics of Japanese white-collar crime. The performances of all the key actors are unbelievably intense, especially Ryoko Yonekura, who's almost often on the brink of tears because there's so much resistance against her character for not wanting to let this case go. I can't get into the details about the case so as to not reveal any twists and turns, but I tell you this, the whistleblowers and the bureaucracy, while a bit on the nose, are not far-fetched. It's a relevant, powerful David versus Goliath story that can resonate with anybody from any part of the globe, which leads me to my last but not least point. An elite, hoity-toity groups of people, whether it's the government or the corporations or the billionaire donors, are pretty much the same everywhere. They are driven by greed and the need to endlessly control power while crushing the little guy. So while this show The Journalist may not be perfect, but the way it shouts from the mountaintop that watchdogs aka journalists are needed now more than ever is deeply appreciated.